So we're going to be talking about food chains and food webs, and here is a little song to help you guys learn it. Okay, so you get the point. You can listen to that. Basically, my lesson objectives are to think critically and logically in connecting relationships, to identify and understand different producers, consumers, and decomposers, and to create a food chain. This is for Life Science Grade 5. And the basic aligning benchmark is that organisms perform a variety of roles in the ecosystem. So let's review parts of the food chain. A producer, plants are producers because they produce their own food. So they use the light energy from the sun, carbon dioxide from the air, and water from the soil to make their own sugar. Consumers cannot make their own food, so they must eat other plants or animals. And an herbivore eats plants. Okay, well, just kidding. Carnivore eats animals only. And omnivores eat plants and animals. Decomposers are fungi and bacteria, and they break down dead material and turn them back into nutrients into the soil. So now that we've reviewed, we'll go on. Okay, so everyone work with someone next to you and come up with a producer, a consumer, and decomposer, and then one person can come write it down.
What?
Producer is just plants. Anything that can make its own food is a producer.
Okay, you go right.
A consumer is anything that eats other things. So.
Okay, go ahead.
Oh, I mean, I just had to be asked off there. Bears and wolves, same thing.
They're some kind of animal. Wait, they're consumers?
Yeah, they are.
Yeah.
Okay, this is what Riley said. I don't know if it's right or not.
Good. Yeah, it's a plant. That's good. Good job.
Yay! Kill 'em.
So a plant is a producer, so sunflower. A hawk eats other animals, so it's a consumer, and a worm decomposes dead things, so it's a decomposer. Okay, so does anyone want to come up and drag any of these into a producer, consumer, or a decomposer?
Well, you know, like, oh, that's cool.
Yay! Anybody else? Kate? Anybody want to do a producer? Nice. And then all the other ones too. So, creating a food chain. Remember that a food chain always starts with the sun and the arrows point to whatever's doing the eating. So energy is going to the next thing. So here's an example, starting with the sun. Carrots are producers. The bunny eats carrots. The hawk can eat a bunny. And then the worm would decompose it all at the end. So would anybody like to come up? You can make a simple one, as complex as you want, just drag it. So like, starts with the sun, and then make an arrow. So what would go next?
What's that black
Fear.
box?
Or no, flower.
Bacteria.
Oh, yeah,
And the D.
okay.
And the scary wolf.
Is that what that is?
Oh.
Gotcha. Okay, and then what's the last?
Circles. The word. Oh, yeah, circles.
Yeah, the worm or the circle. They're both decomposers. Okay, so now that you've practiced, you can practice a little more at home if you would like. And here's a food chain game. And basically you just put all the different parts on it and you can do the bird, caterpillar, and butterfly and check it for you. A food web is a food chain that it's a bunch of food chains put together. So an example of one food chain that can be found in this food web would be like the grass, going to the grasshopper, to the bird, and then to hawk. Would be one example. So, as a quick review, producers make their own food by using energy from the sun. Consumers eat other plants or animals. Decomposers break down dead material into nutrients plants use. And what do the arrows point to in the food web? Are to the organism doing the eating. So here's a few little activities. A consumer can be a, so I want them to do it. Yeah, you can hit it.
The consumer can be a.
Yay.
Yes.
Okay. So, bacteria, you guys could just shout these ones out. Bacteria would be a,
Decomposer.
yeah. And grass is a,
Producer.
and an eagle is,
Carnivore. Or omnivore.
yeah. Well, it's the same thing. It would be a consumer. And then, out of these three, eats plants and animals is,
Omnivore.
and then eats animals only,
A carnivore.
and then eats plants is an herbivore. Okay. The last activity is just to arrange the words in the correct order of the food chain. So does anyone want to come up and you just rearrange it. So the first one would be here, second, third, fourth. Anybody?
Oh, Emily, picked you.
Oh,
Every good
Emily.
teacher says.
Thank you so much for volunteering. So the first one, you just leave it out. you can just put it in the spot of the person. Like, yeah. Yay. Good job. And then just my quick tip was the random group generator. So you would just go in and you would type in random group generator. You type in all the names for the kids in your class. You can switch the number of groups. You can do like 2 groups, 3 groups. If I did one with 3 groups, it would just look like that. And then you can even like regroup it if you didn't think kids would get along with each other. So that's my presentation.